Hi everyone, Holly Amaya here. I'm here with my fabulous Story Imprinting co-founder and co-host today, Anne Marie Hoftailing. Hi, Anne Marie. So lovely to see
Hello and happy birthday. It is our Holly Amaya's
you. Thank
birthday
you. I wore
today.
my sequins. I wore my vintage sequined top for you. And as a side note, viewers, we've just decided we're going to start really dressing up very fancy for things like going to the grocery store. Ball gowns at Vaughn's. I tell you, now is the time. Why not? If
If not now, when?
just about to say that, damn it, you beat me to it. If you are here, it's because you are hungry for good professional development content, leadership content, storytelling content, good news. We deliver all of that on this channel. So we do hope that you will give us a like on this video, drop a comment if anything that we're saying speaks to you or doesn't speak to you, and subscribe to our channel, and you'll get nice updates every time we post a new video, which is quite frequently. So today, Anne Marie, I want to talk to you about the concept of making an ask. And I smile as I say this because I am innately acquainted with, when I started out in my career, I had nobody that like really taught me how to advocate for myself. I really labored under this delusion that if I worked really hard like a good girl and I kept my head down and performed at a very high level, that people would notice me and that I would get the compensation and other perks that my work deserved. We know that that's not really ever true. and and
Uh,
so I kind of want to talk to you.
the waiting to be rewarded is a
Yeah,
poor strategy indeed.
notice me, right? So and this is something that we talk a lot about in all types of work that we do, and
Yeah.
we're doing a webinar on this very topic in December, on December 21st. But you've seen this from a million angles in the more than a decade that you've spent working coaching people at a very high level. And so what I want to kind of get your thoughts on why this is so tough. And I also would like to hear from you about, I think a lot of folks think, well, I'm the only person that struggles with this. And we know, I mean, we deal with people who are very, very shiny, and we see this over and over as an issue. So talk to me a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say is if there's an ask you're not making, like welcome to the human race. Like whatever that is, from asking for help from maybe your siblings in the care of your elderly parents, asking for more help from your spouse in caregiving for your children or around the house, asking for opportunity, business, more money, all of those things. I think that there are a number of things that go on that sort of collide and collude to keep us from asking. One is we're rewarded for being able to do it all and suck it up, buttercup, and be grateful for what you have. How dare you ask for or desire more? And I think that that's all problematic. And I don't think rejection feels particularly good to anyone. And the idea that someone will say no to you feels scary. The idea that someone will perceive you as greedy or
Right.
too ambitious,
Which we hear
or
a lot.
which we hear a lot. I mean, I've been doing this kind of work for years and years and years, and I laugh when people say, I mean, I have these friends and they would be the perfect client for me and our firm would do the best work for them, but I mean, I don't want them to think I want their business. I'm like, don't you want their
But
business?
you do, right? Yeah.
Do want their business. And if you are the best person to provide it, there's no shame in that. So there's a lot of shame around asking.
Right.
And I think depending on what it is and your gender and your race and your upbringing and your culture, there's also a sense that, if I just work really, really, really hard, I will be rewarded.
Yeah.
That I just have to work and someone will see me. So I would say the first thing you have to do is not see asking as some sort of negative thing, that it's your job to self-advocate. It's not somebody's job to give you something. It's
Right.
your job to ask, and in a way that's elegant, which is one of the things we'll go over, in a way that is aligned with your character, that feels like it has a lot of integrity and comes from a place of value, not just, hey, I'm here, what are you going to do
Yeah.
for me? That's never going to work.
And I also feel, we're in this particular moment in the economy, right? I mean, obviously, if you're watching this 3 years from now, hopefully 2020 will just be a terrible distant memory, but we're living it right now, right? And we're in the midst of a pandemic, and there have been a lot of, companies have had layoffs or whatever. They've frozen budgets for certain things. And so I'm hearing a lot now of what we heard like back in the 08, 09 cycle, which was like, I'm just really grateful to have a job when it comes to making an ask in a professional capacity. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that did happen then. It's happening now. It happens around business development. Like no one is spending money. That very belief system keeps you from asking anybody to be
Right.
your that very sense that like not a single person is writing a check. If that were true, you and I would be doing this from, I don't know, from some free Wi-Fi in,
Right.
a Starbucks parking lot. That's not true. We still have clients. We're still helping those clients make asks, large asks around opportunity, new business, you name it. So that's just a belief system you really have to disrupt and challenge and sort of deconstruct and reconstruct in order to move forward. And then I think you need to learn how to have the language and go in prepared. This is not work to be done by the seat of your pants.
Right. Yes.
It's just not. If you go in there sort of like, well, I'm going to go make a big ask today, it can be stumbly and fumbly and really funky and go terribly, terribly wrong, not because you're not deserving, but because it's awkward and you didn't take the time to structure it appropriately. And sometimes it's very little that's required. Sometimes you need to ask a client who's underpaying to pay more. I mean, we've helped so many clients who have clients that are underpaying. And, one of our clients this year increased all of their rates. And we helped them craft a letter to do that in a pandemic because their clients were not paying market value. And there's so many places in which asking is just this power tool. And if you're afraid of it, you're disabling yourself from advancing.
Yes, I just would love to challenge everyone who's watching this to make some sort of small ask this week. I mean, I think that, and it can be as simple as asking your spouse to do something for you, asking your partner to do something for you, asking your kids to do a specific chore. I mean, I think especially for women, we take frequently I see, and I've lived this experience as well, like, well, I'm the only person that can do this. Is that really true? That's not true. Like that, so what can you ask for help in doing? And I think, starting to flex that muscle in a personal capacity when the stakes feel, when it feels a little bit more transactional and less high stakes, I think is helpful to get you to a place where you're going to feel comfortable making these bigger asks. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And I will also say, we're starting our 1-year program, Verdant. The very first month is entirely based on cognitive behavior because it is so rooted in these belief systems of what you can ask for. This is a terrible time. They're going to say no.
Right.
I mean, I should be able to do it myself. There are all these barriers that we erect ourselves that we have to pull down in order to be in that position. So for those of you who are interested in doing really deep work and radically changing your entire year professionally and personally, I really recommend you also check out Verdant on our website at storyimprinting.com because it's going to be a deep, a rich year of looking at all of these issues around belief systems, asking, restructuring your story, learning how to be a better leader. And all of that is really important to both your professional and personal development so that you feel like you're an agent of your own success and life is not just happening to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can find all of that on storyimprinting.com. And we want to know what asks, or we want to know if you made an ask. We don't need to know what ask you made, but if you made an ask this week after you watch this video, come back, give us a little love, let us know. We want to know that you're out there and that you're taking this advice to heart, because this is one of the most radical things you can do for yourself is to learn to make an elegant, powerful ask and show it for yourself. So Anne-Marie, thank you as always. Fabulous to see you. I will see you in our next recording session here on the Zoom room. And thanks everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.